Ever thought about starting your own business? Well, whether you realize it or not, the very first choice you'd have to make puts you on one of two totally different paths. We're talking about the private sector versus the public sector. So let's dive in and figure out what that really means.
Okay, so picture this for a second. You've got the coffee shop on your corner, and then you've got the fire station just down the street. One sells you a latte, the other, puts out fires. They feel like they're from different planets, right? But believe it or not, they're the perfect example of the two basic ways our whole economy works. So what is the real difference?
And here's the big idea. Literally every single business or service you can think of, from a giant tech company to your local library, fits into one of two boxes. You've got the private box and the public box. And this isn't just some boring business term. Getting this difference is key to understanding, well, how everything around us actually works.
All right, so let's crack open these two worlds. When you boil it all down, the massive difference between them really just comes down to one super simple idea.
And that one simple idea, it's all about who's in charge, who owns the place. The private sector, that's businesses owned by regular people, individuals. It's the powerhouse behind economies in places like the US and Western Europe. Then you've got the public sector. That's everything controlled by the government. And its whole reason for being is to provide essential services to all of us.
So if one is owned by people and the other by the government, well, that leads to a totally different set of goals, right? What's the end game for each one? Because their motivations are night and day, and that affects absolutely everything they do.
Okay, for the private sector, it's pretty straightforward. The number one goal is profit. I mean, if you're going to take a huge risk and start a business, you're looking for a reward, right? And that reward is making money. Profit is the name of the game. It's not just about getting rich. It's the very fuel that keeps the business alive and lets it grow.
Now, flip that coin over. The public sector is playing a whole different ballgame. Its main goal is providing a good service. Seriously, can you imagine a fire department trying to turn a profit? No way! Their mission is to serve the community. That's it, plain and simple.
And we're talking about the really big stuff here, the things that are like the skeleton of our society. Think about healthcare, education, post offices, the police, fire services. These are the things we all depend on every single day, and they're paid for by our taxes, run by the government, all for the good of the public.
Okay, so let's zoom in on the private sector for a bit. Let's say you've got this amazing business idea, and you're ready to go for it. The simplest, quickest, most direct way to jump in is to become what's called a sole trader.
Yeah, the name pretty much gives it away, right? A sole trader is a one-person show. You're the boss, the employee, the whole shebang. Legally speaking, there's no difference between you and the business. You are the business, and it's by far the most popular and simple way to get started. And hey, there are some huge perks to doing it this way. For one, it's super easy and cheap to set up. That's a big reason it's so common. But the real kicker, the best part, you get to keep all the profit, every single cent. It belongs to you and you alone.
But all that control comes with some pretty scary risks. The biggest one is something called unlimited liability. And that's as serious as it sounds. It means if your business gets into debt, they can come after your personal stuff, your car, your house. Everything is on the line. And that's not all. If you get sick, who takes over? No one. Trying to find money to expand is a real struggle. The hours can be absolutely insane, and you have to wear all the hats: accountant, marketer, salesperson. It's a lot.
So that brings up a pretty obvious question, doesn't it? Being a sole trader sounds tough. So what if you don't want to carry all that weight by yourself? What if you know you need help or skills you don't have, or just more cash to get going?
Well, the answer to all those what-ifs is usually the next logical step on the ladder, forming a partnership. It's basically designed to solve all those big problems that come with flying solo.
Yeah, the whole point of a partnership is teamwork. It's about bringing someone else, or a few someones, into the mix. And by doing that, you can immediately start fixing those big headaches of being a sole trader, like not having enough money or working yourself into the ground.
So what exactly is a partnership? Well, in legal terms, it's just a business owned by 2 or more people, up to a maximum of 20. The whole thing is built on sharing. You share the ownership, you share the risk, and you share the work.
Let's go back to those sole trader problems. Remember the money issue? Well, in a partnership, you pool your capital together. Solved. That insane workload? Now you can split it up. And the nice thing is, just like being a sole trader, it's still pretty simple and inexpensive to get one started.
But maybe the biggest win of all is bringing different skills to the table. Just think about it. Say you've got a small construction business. One partner is a great electrician,
Another is a master plumber, and the third is an expert bricklayer. I mean, come on. Each one brings something vital that the others can't do. Together, they're a powerhouse, way stronger than any of them would be on their own.
All right, let's just lay it out side by side. As a sole trader, you carry all the risk, all the work, and you need all the skills. But you also get to keep 100% of the money. In a partnership, you share all that tough stuff, the risk, the work, but you also have to share the profits. It's that classic trade-off, isn't it? Do you want total control, or do you want shared strength?
You know, at the end of the day, there's no one right answer here. It really comes down to a fundamental choice. Risk it all for the big prize, or share the burden and share the prize. It's all about total independence versus the power of teamwork. So, I'll leave you with this. If it were you starting a business tomorrow, which way would you go?